Means we are live. Okay, great, we are live. And welcome, Bill. And Bill has spoke at our event many times, and he's a great speaker. I always remember your pitch of how to get a vote from the investors. Now, welcome, Bill. Stage on yours.
Great, thank you very much. So David and Pavan, I'm delighted and honored to be back at Global Capital Summit, and just somewhat disappointed that we aren't all together. Yes, I agree totally with Sean's assessment of 2020. It's the year we want to see in our rearview mirror. So, but having said that, at least we can connect with people all over the world quite easily now, thanks to the beauty of digital technology. With that, what I want to talk about today is the mind of the investor. So the question I get a lot from entrepreneurs is, can you please explain to me what goes on inside the minds of venture capitalists? So I have been an entrepreneur for many, many years. I was a serial entrepreneur. And then I crossed over into the venture capital world, getting together with Guy Kawasaki and a few other people to start Garage Technology Ventures. And then a few years ago, we connected with a global venture capital firm called Pegasus Tech Ventures. And now I'm a partner at Pegasus Tech Ventures. And I get to invest in companies from startup to pre-IPO all around the world. So I get to see lots and lots and lots of other venture capitalists at work. And what I've learned is that there's a lot that goes on inside the minds of venture capitalists that they don't share with entrepreneurs. And so what we're going to talk about this morning is the top 10 VC secrets entrepreneurs need to know, but VCs won't tell them. So I don't have much time, so I'm going to go through the top 10 pretty quickly. Secret number one, contrary to popular belief, investors don't invest with their brains. That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, right? But the reality is investors invest with their hearts. We listen, we research, we analyze, we read. But at the end of the day, what separates an entrepreneur that we pay attention to from an entrepreneur that we've just had a chance to learn about is we fall in love. We fall in love with startup companies that we invest in. That's the difference you got to make. You've got to get investors to fall in love with you if you want to separate yourself from the pack, if you want to get to the partners meeting, if you want to raise that next round of capital. Secret number two, contrary to popular belief, VCs are not impressed by your vision and passion. So we talk a lot about how we're looking for passionate entrepreneurs that have a vision to make a dent in the universe. That's sort of true, but at the end of the day, what we are really impressed by is your ability to execute and sell. So we want to know that you've got a big vision. We want to know that you've got the passion to be persistent and resilient, but we're not going to fund you unless we can see that you can get things done, unless we can see that you can get out there to your customers and sell your customers. So make sure you have that skill set, not just vision and passion. Secret number three, contrary to popular belief, you should not underpromise and overdeliver. You know, a lot of coaches tell entrepreneurs, you got to be careful if you overpromise and underdeliver. The VCs are going to hate that. So, but I'm telling you, you know, the general coach says, so underpromise and overdeliver. That's much better, right? Right? Well, not quite good enough. Your reality is you have to overpromise and overdeliver. In order to separate yourself from the pack, you've got to stand out in terms of delivering extraordinary results. Secret number four, VCs are not looking for big markets. So right now, every pitch deck I see has this TAM, you know, total addressable market, has this market size number that says, you know, we're going after a $56 billion market, or we're going to disrupt a $220 billion market, or we're going to change the $3.5 trillion market. It's all baloney. It's all baloney. VCs hate that stuff. Don't listen to the pitch coach who tells you got to go get a big number for your market size. It's not the size of the market we're looking for. It's the size of the market opportunity. A market opportunity is a market that is ripe for you to penetrate and generate a fast-growing company that can become big. We would prefer that you go after a $0 billion market that you are creating from scratch, where you create an entirely new sector rather than trying to disrupt or displace legacy companies. Secret number 5, VCs don't invest in entrepreneurs who are smart. We're not looking for smart. The smart guy, the smart entrepreneur is the one who thinks, they went to this school and they got these grades and they had these scores and everybody always told them they were smart. So the smart entrepreneur thinks, I got to have the right answer. I always have to know the right answer. That's a bad mindset for an entrepreneur. We don't want you to think that you always have the right answer. We want you to know that you don't know the right answer, but you're going to go figure it out. You're going to go find a bunch of other smart people and solve that problem. We invest in entrepreneurs who are savvy. Savvy is different than smart. Savvy means that you don't have the answer, but gosh darn it, you are very clever at figuring it out. You go find the right person, you do the right study, you go talk to customers, you fiddle with the technology, you fiddle with the product. That's what a savvy entrepreneur does. Now, you can be savvy and smart, that's okay. But we just don't want the entrepreneur who thinks they already know everything. That's a dangerous mindset. Secret number 6, VCs don't like visitors. So wherever you are on the planet, if you go from wherever you are to a major entrepreneur hub, like, for example, Silicon Valley. Here in Silicon Valley, we have people coming all the time. Well, at least we did before COVID, right? But we have people sort of wanting to come to Silicon Valley all the time. And we love visitors. We embrace visitors. We're nice to visitors. We meet with visitors. We talk with visitors. But the harsh reality is we don't fund visitors. We want to know that you are committed to the geography. You've got to bring, a key founder and a key business development person. You got to locate them here if you want to land in Silicon Valley. If you want to get our venture capital, you've got to show that you are committed to the geography. You can't just be traveling through the space. So, secret number 7. High-performing teams don't execute in harmony. This was a big shocker to me when I was an entrepreneur. When I was an entrepreneur, I thought it was like super important that we were all, singing from the same, hymnal, that we were all on the same page, that we were all locked arms together, marching forward in harmony to change the universe. And when we would start arguing, I thought that can't be good. That must be dysfunctional. But what I learned is that, in fact, high-performing teams argue all the time. High-performing teams are fueled by what is called creative conflict, by the ability to disagree and then commit. The ability of the team to let all points of view be heard. A diverse range of opinions have got to come out on the table. That's the best way you're going to get to the best solution. If you can listen to everyone and then you got to get everyone to commit to the decision. If somebody sabotages a decision, then you got to get them off the bus. You got to get rid of them. But as it's okay for them to disagree, it's okay. You want to make sure people have the permission to express a different point of view. That way, you're going to have a richer problem-solving set for getting to the future. Secret number 8. I learned this when I was a lad, and it just is incredibly important to appreciate that customers don't buy products. Contrary to popular belief, customers are not out there looking for a product. Customers are out there looking for benefits. They're looking for value creation. And yet we spend so much of our time in the venture capital world and in the entrepreneur world being so focused on our beautiful, elegant, wonderful product. Make sure as an entrepreneur that your product is just a vehicle for delivering value. It's just a vehicle for delivering benefits. Investors want to know that you are laser focused on value creation. You're laser focused on delivering benefits that are compelling, that your customers are going to fall in love with and never do without. Secret number 9, I know we spend tons of time trying to help entrepreneurs develop a pitch that's clear and compelling and credible. Unfortunately, for the most part, VCs don't understand your pitch. Entrepreneurs overestimate the domain knowledge of investors, and entrepreneurs overestimate the clarity of their presentations. So when you're communicating with investors, we may be smiling and nodding and, pretending that we really get what you're saying. But the reality is probably we're missing a bunch of important stuff that you think we're getting. You got to make sure that we understand the core value proposition of your company and all the critical details of your business. And then secret number 10, contrary to popular belief, VCs don't believe you. So we listen to your pitch, we love your vision, we believe in the idea that you're going after, but don't think just because we're smiling and nodding, don't think just because we've written you a check that we actually believe everything you're saying. We know that you're going to miss your numbers. We know there are going to be hiccups in the road. We just care that you are directionally right. So don't think that just because we fund you, we are saying everything you told us we believe. You're going to have to continuously check in on expectations, and we know you're going to continuously reset your model and your plan. So those are the top 10 secrets that every entrepreneur needs to know that VCs don't tell you. I'm the one who's willing to tell you. So, and now for the advertising portion of the program. As David mentioned, one of my trademarks is helping entrepreneurs understand how to get to wow, how to get investors to say, wow, that's an amazing company. So now I got together with a friend of mine to write a book called Getting to Wow, which is now available on Amazon for pre-orders. So with that, if you want a copy of the slides, if you have a follow-up question, if you disagree, if you want to yell at me, you can reach me at Reichert@garage.com. Happy to connect with any and all of you. And thank you very much, David, for the opportunity to be here this morning.
Thank you, Bill. It's a great insight. Very useful for the